All I can say right now is I'm high as shit, actually, sorry, at a dog show. The animals are here, dogs are here, and I'm also about to cry because I'm thinking about the power of female friendship. I don't know what level I'm on, but you guys need to get on it. Life is awesome right now, in this moment, just right now. It will probably suck later, but it's awesome now.
Hey guys, welcome to It's 420 Somewhere. We're going to talk about kratom and Charles Cuck today. Kratom is, and I've heard it pronounced different ways. Kratom, kratom, whatever. I'm going to say kratom is this naturally occurring drug that is found in Thailand. It's basically the leaves of an evergreen tree, and you kind of mash it up, and you can take it in a bunch of different ways. Apparently it's a very bitter taste, but it has similar effects to opioids, where it binds to the same opioid receptors in the brain and body, and it reduces pain. It can give you euphoric feelings. It can calm you down. A lot of people use it as an alternative to opioids, and they find that it's good to get off of opioids, off of an opioid addiction and things like that. However, the FDA has been kind of on this long plan to ban it in the country, and they've been trying to get it to be a part of the Controlled Substances Act by making it Schedule 1. They have failed in the past to do this, and now what they're doing is the World Health Organization is having a meeting in October about drug dependence, and the FDA is now asking for any public input on kratom, and they're going to kind of basically craft their own opinion on it and give that recommendation to the World Health Organization. And a lot of people believe that what they're trying to do basically is banning it on a worldwide scale, since they can't do it nationally. There's a lot of pushback on either side. There are some huge proponents for kratom, and there are huge proponents against. Basically, it all comes down to whether or not people believe that it can be abused, and I guess everyone believes that it can be abused, but it comes down to whether or not people see it as a substitute for opioids or see it as an opioid itself. And the FDA believes that it is an opioid and thinks that it can be abused, and it shouldn't be out there, and especially shouldn't be in the hands of an illicit market. Whereas kratom proponents believe that it is helping people get over an addiction and helping people reduce pain, especially war veterans that are using this that is much less powerful and potent as, opioids that you can find over the counter. It's an interesting dichotomy between these two point of views on kratom, and I don't believe that it can ever be solved. It really comes down to point of view, and the FDA is pretty strictly on the side of it being something that should be banned, and there are so many people on the other side that say this is something that is really helping people. So we'll see what happens with this, and I don't believe that they'll be able to ban it on a worldwide scale, especially if they haven't been able to nationally. But the discussion around kratom is not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's a drug that we need to really kind of keep our eyes on and see if it's something that is useful or not.
We got stuck on Mount Snowdon, and now the helicopter is coming to come get us.
You think that's it? Can you stop filming it?
And before we get to our second story, I had said on Monday that AOC is trying to get drugs to be more researchable, and her amendment that she tried to pass through the House completely failed. However, it failed a little less this time than last time. In 2019, she did the same thing. Over 300 people in the House voted against it. This time, only 285 voted against it. So, it's on its way down. We'll see what she tries in another 2 years. Okay, and the next story is about Charles Cuck, who is this Republican billionaire. He's been around for a long time. I first heard of him in this old documentary I watched in high school that made him out to be this very evil person. So that's just very ingrained in my head that the Cuck brothers are evil, they're horrible capitalists, and they're very greedy. I don't know if that's true or not. I have come to believe much less of those documentaries that I've seen. I feel like they're very manipulative, but he now is trying to, or I guess he hasn't for a while now, but he's he's putting $25 million down to lobby for weed legalization across the country. That's a huge amount of money. There is part of me that, or most of me, that wonders why he's even doing it. He says that it comes down to his libertarian ideals, that any kind of prohibition is against individual freedoms, and they should not have, and the war on drugs has been a failed experiment for the past 40 years. That all sounds good. $25 million down to lobby for it, although makes me think that there's something that we're not seeing. There must be some kind of leverage or some kind of game that he has that we don't know, that he can somehow benefit from it legalizing. That being said, there's nothing out there, and it really just seems like it's him being a good Samaritan at this point. Hopefully that's the case, because if it is, he has a huge and powerful voice, because the audience that he attracts is the exact audience that we need to get behind weed legalization. They're much more Republican, they're much more conservative, and they believe pretty steadfastly that weed is something that is dangerous and should be outlawed. So for him to be on the upper echelons of that kind of community and saying, no, we need to, legalize weed. We need weed to not be just only existing in the illicit market. That could potentially have a huge impact. So now we kind of strangely have two of the largest voices in the lobbying field of weed legalization being Charles Koch and Jeff Bezos. I guess not Jeff Bezos, but Amazon. And so he's kind of formed a bit of an alliance with Amazon here, where they are trying to get weed passed at a federal level. So that's pretty cool. Yet again, I'm still like, there's got to be something that we're not seeing. But right now I don't see it. So as for now, it's good news. And that's it for today. We will be back on Friday. See you then.
All right, fucker. You're lucky you missed.